Hey everyone, I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my experience with LASIK eye surgery, and I feel like this is going to be a long video because the notes I've written are long, so I'm just gonna go straight into the video. So let's start from the very beginning when I started noticing that my eyesight were bad, and this was around high school, I think, and I noticed that my eyesight were bad because I couldn't see the writings on the blackboard. So I told my mom, we went to an optometrist and I got fitted for eyeglasses. And it's funny because when I was younger, like way younger, I remember I wanted to wear eyeglasses, and I have this specific memory that I went to my parents' bedroom, I was lying down on the bed, I was looking at the ceiling and I was rubbing my eye because I wanted my eyesight to go bad, and of course it doesn't work that way. And ironically, when the time came that I was gonna wear eyeglasses, I didn't like wearing eyeglasses, and that was because I thought I was unattractive wearing eyeglasses. And this was at the time that fashion eyeglasses weren't around yet, and you know those like really thick black rimmed eyeglasses or the round rimmed eyeglasses. At the time, like no one was wearing fashion eyeglasses. It was strictly business. So anyway, and also at the end of the day, like when you're wearing eyeglasses throughout the day, your eyes get tired, and also like it's heavy around your nose area because like there's something sitting on your nose throughout the day. And also at some point I asked my mom for contact lenses and she said yes, and of course contact lenses are foreign bodies on your eyes, so of course your eyes get irritated, and I would get that. And also at one point I got an eye infection. So that wasn't very fun. So I wore my eyeglasses in high school or all throughout university, and also after graduating from uni when I started working as a nurse. So luckily for me, I actually worked in an eye department, and in this department we did both clinic and also surgeries, and one of the surgeries was LASIK eye surgery. At this time, my subspecialty was retina surgery, so I didn't know anything about the LASIK. I haven't seen it because LASIK, it just involves your cornea, so it was under the category of cornea surgery. So at this point in time, I was wearing my eyeglasses constantly, and one of the doctors, he would always tell me, "Chris, pa-LASIK ka na." So he would always tell me, "Chris, just get your LASIK already." Initially, I wasn't very keen on having LASIK surgery, but eventually I warmed up to the idea because first of all, the doctor was offering it for free, and then second of all, at this point in my life, I was wearing eyeglasses and contact lenses. I had been wearing eyeglasses and contact lenses for a very long time, and of course I was tired of it. So eventually I decided on getting the LASIK eye surgery, and of course I had a lot of fears, I had a lot of questions, and part of my decision-making process was to watch the surgery itself. Like I said, I did retina surgery and I had no idea how LASIK surgery looked like, so I actually watched the actual surgery itself. So if you want to do that, if you want to include that in your decision-making process, I suggest you look at a YouTube video. There's a lot of YouTube video of the actual surgery itself, so you can check that out. So what I got from watching the surgery was that the machine did most of the work, so there was very little space for human error, and that helped me decide in getting the surgery. So there are a few requirements with LASIK eye surgery. Number one, you need your eye to be healthy, your eyes to be healthy, and that's because if you have a current infection, you don't want that to spread to your cornea because they're gonna slice open your cornea. Another requirement is that your prescription shouldn't be changing in around 12 months. Different hospitals will have different policies around this, but I think 12 months is a good timeline, because if you have your surgery and your prescription is still changing, after the surgery you're not gonna get 20/20 vision. Another requirement is that your prescription shouldn't be too high, because if you do, you're not gonna get a very good result or a very predictable result. And also if you have astigmatism, that's another story. And last is that they're gonna measure the thickness of your cornea, because if your cornea is thin or misshapen, they're not gonna do the surgery. So let's talk about the actual surgery itself, and this is actually based on my personal experience. So the actual surgery is done under local anesthetic, and the local anesthetic they use is eye drops. And this was actually very good news to me because that means no needles, no pain, and you'll just feel some pressure. Next is that you're lying down on a table. You're not sitting down, you're lying down. And to start with the surgery, the surgeon will put a speculum on your eye, and the purpose for that is to keep your eyes open, and this is where people feel a slight discomfort. With Lasik, the machine will create an incision on your cornea, and that will create the flap, and then the surgeon will open the flap with forceps. So once the flap is open, this is when the machine will do the actual lasering of your cornea. This is the part of the surgery wherein the surgeon will tell you to look at the red light, and that's the laser that you're looking at. And for some reason, I tried my best. For some reason, I couldn't look at the red light. I don't know if the surgeon was exaggerating or not, but he said that my eyes were moving everywhere, but it didn't affect the outcome of my surgery. So if you're gonna get LASIK surgery, listen to your surgeon and look at the red light. So after the laser, the surgeon will put the flap back on, there are no stitches, and then you're done. And then the surgeon will repeat the whole process on your other eye. And then the whole procedure, I guess, will take around 10 minutes. It's very short. Like I said, it's a day case and then you go home. From my personal experience, I honestly thought that I could go to the mall and play bowling because that was the plan. At that time, I was with my ex-boyfriend and we were planning to go to the mall and play bowling with his family. But if he had given me $1,000 at the time to go to the mall, I couldn't do it because all I wanted to do was go home and sleep because my eyes were so heavy. I couldn't keep them open. All I wanted to do was go home and sleep, and that's what I did. No bowling, I just went home and I slept. The restriction immediately post-op is that no driving and no operation of heavy machinery because your eyes will be blurry. And other restrictions include wearing a visor because that will protect your eye because your flap is still healing, no makeup for a week, and also be careful in removing your eye makeup because like I said, your flap is still healing, no swimming for a month, and that's because you don't want to get an infection. And last but not the least is no contact sports. And I have a short story regarding this because like I said, I work in the eye department, right? So we had this Korean patient and he was in the Philippines for a holiday, and I think he had LASIK surgery 1 week before going to the Philippines. And for some reason, he was playing soccer in the Philippines. And I can't remember exactly what happened. I guess someone kicked him in the head or he fell down. I can't remember. But he tore his corneal flap open. So that's why he was in our department, and the surgeon had to wash it out. It needed to be clean, flatten the corneal flap, and then stitch it closed. So guys, listen to your surgeon and follow the restrictions. It will be about a month anyway, so it's not like a big sacrifice. So just follow your surgeon and take care of your eyes. Recovery for LASIK surgery is 24 to 48 hours, but don't expect to get 20/20 vision in that time period. You'll get 20/20 vision in a few days. And for me, when I woke up the next day, I felt like singing the song A Whole New World because that's how I felt. There's just something about waking up in the morning, not having to put your eyeglasses on, and being able to see everything. Before the surgery, my prescription was -300 on both eyes, and after the surgery, it was life-changing. Like, I could see a lot of things without my eyeglasses. I remember going down to the living room and I was sitting on the couch and the TV was like 3 meters away and I could see what was on the telly. I could see everything, I could see the street signs. It was like a different kind of freedom. That's how I felt. So if you ask me now if I would do it again, my answer is yes. I would do it again even if I have to pay for LASIK surgery. I would pay for it. I'm really thankful for the surgeon who offered the surgery to me for free because it's been life-changing for me, and I had a really good result. If you ask me whether you should have LASIK eye surgery, my answer would be it's totally up to you, because at the end of the day, it is your decision. And my advice for you is to have an informed decision, because there are a lot of resources online. You can read up on it. There are a lot of videos online. You can watch those videos, and there are also stories online of people who didn't have a successful surgery, and I think you should also read up on that as part of your decision-making process. I think it's good to have all the information available to you before making an informed decision. So that's it for me. I'm sorry if this is a long video. It is a long story. My purpose for this video is to share with you guys my success story with LASIK surgery, because I've had a really good result. Even though it's been 6 years, I still have 20/20 vision. I'm really happy with my surgery, and I hope this video helps you in making an informed decision. So thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications. I hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
You can't wait on other people to be what you've been called to be. You can't wait on their affirmation. You can't wait on their approval. You can't wait on their support. Sometimes you just got to run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing